I'm just gonna fix that real quick. That's better. Hello everybody and welcome back to week 2 of the secondhand tank to reef series. It's actually technically week 3, but I had to wait a week for some rock to put in here. So we had just cleaned it and it's looking nice once again. There was a reason to actually leave it completely. I wanted it to be just dirty and disgusting and gross, and to grow a bunch of algae and actually get a lot of copepods and amphipods and all those kind of other things going. Keeping it dirty helps with that, and then I scrape them all away. They get sent into the sump and other things. Adding in the rock will actually improve that a lot more, but there was a bit of like forethought for why I didn't let it go dirty. I wasn't just lazy, although you could argue that was somewhat part of it. Hopefully I'm a bit more in focus now. No, I'm not re-recording that. I'm too lazy for that. So today's mission is actually we're going to embark on aquascaping the tank. Now, I've actually been given a very, very nice piece of rock. I was waiting for a delivery of some rock and just complete pure white rock. But someone ended up shutting down their tank, and I do trust their tank a little bit not to have too many nasties in it. I think it does have bubble algae, but to be honest, I think that's a good thing. It'll be a good, I'm not just starting perfect and clean. I am actually genuinely taking on someone's tank, and it might end, good or bad, and I want to take on those issues and help solve them with you guys. Taking on bubble algae is a perfectly normal thing. You're going to get bubble algae eventually, to be honest. It's just such a common creature, such a common life form in the ocean. So, but there are ways to handle it. In Australia, it's a little bit trickier than not. But there are some snails and other things that I know have a chance of working, and this is going to be a good test actually, to try out these different creatures and take you guys along with me. So I think honestly, we're just going to get stuck into it. I'm gonna put the rock in, and I'll show you guys that. The piece of rock that I've got, I don't need to aquascape. I literally just need to put it in and it'll be fine. I might aquascape a little bit, we'll see. And then the fish are actually going to go in today, I think. I wasn't planning on it, but I think today is a better day than any. So, week 3, fish are in. Anyway, let's get stuck to it. Now you do want to make sure that the rock isn't too close to any of the glass, as when you bring your scraper beside it, you want to be able to reach even the bits beside the rock. I can give an example here. I am still able to get this scraper onto this side of the rock and onto this side as well. Actually a perfect example of too close. I can't get my scraper all the way down because this little edge here. Now it's so close to the bottom that it's not really too much of an issue, but I am going to shift it slightly. And that's all it needed. And just like that, we have ourselves a nice cake. I've gone for a bit of a minimalistic approach. There's lots of caves and stuff, but there's not as much height. But I plan to add the height with coral. Like, when you're building your scape, you've got to remember that the rock isn't most of what's going to fill out the volume of your tank. You have to leave room for your coral to grow. What a lot of people will do is when they first set up their tank, they'll stack it with rock because they want it to look full and reef-like. But then what they find is they run into issues of not enough space for corals. When corals grow, they sting each other, or so on and so forth. If you have a lot of space, you can actually have more fish. If you have a less space, even though the tank might be 200 liters, you won't be able to have as much fish because you're taking up a lot of their space with rock. So cater your rock to how you would like your tank. In this case, I want a lot of movement up here from the fish, a few lower dwellers, and I want lots of taller corals that are going to sway in the motion, and then leave some of this space at the bottom for acanthes and acanthophyllias, some of your bottom stuff. This rock I've added here, I do actually like, and I might add some torches or maybe a leather onto here. But I also might remove this rock because it did make it a little bit busy. But I also do like the layering it's created in the rock work. So the water now is quite murky, but in terms of its healthiness for the fish, I believe we are okay. So I was going to add all the fish at once, but just to be sure, because these aren't my fish, I'm actually just going to add a pair, and that is going to be the clowns. I'm just going to add the clowns at first. They are known to be a more tougher fish, and they will help me decide whether I add in the more sensitive fish, but I think it'll be fine. I wouldn't add fish if I knew that they would be at any sort of danger of dying. This is more of a precaution just because I might have missed something, but the worst thing I can think of is killing an animal because of a mistake I did. So the fact that I'm willing to put them in here means that I'm pretty confident with the health of this tank. So these two have actually been acclimatized quite nicely and are ready to put in. Well, that basically concludes this episode. A quick, short, easy episode. Didn't need to get through as much stuff as we normally do. The tank's been running well. The plumbing hasn't leaked. It's all been perfect. All the equipment works except that flow pump. For some reason, goes in reverse. Don't know why. I've tried, seeing if there's any polarity power supply, but no, it's a issue with the actual controller box. But the net has been put on, so these guys can't jump out. And one has already found their way into a cave. The other one is doing the classic clownfish thing. I will feed these guys in 30 minutes or so. I won't show you that, but generally I would leave fish for a day before giving them a feed, or at least half a day. They're usually not going to eat when you first put them in the tank due to stress. And sometimes they can eat, but then just regurgitate it up due to stress. And all of those combined just mean that the fish is going to be worse off. You're better off just leaving them, letting them settle, and then seeing how they go from there. Anyway, next week we'll start talking about coral and setting up the dosing. Catch you guys next week.